Hey, Patrick. It certainly looks like you're coming back to a little bit of a different world. Tyreek's gone, Pringle's gone, Demarcus Robinson's gone, Mike Kafka's gone. I know you got some new receivers coming in. Matt Nagy's back. I'm just wondering what all this means to you, and particularly not having Tyreek anymore. And Brad will have a second question as well.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be different in a sense, but I feel like we still have a strong foundation of guys that have been here over the last few years, and with Coach Reed, Coach Bieniemy, and then having a guy like Coach Nagy back. It's someone that I've worked with before, so I have that commonality. And then as far as on the field, we're bringing in a lot of different receivers, but we still have guys like Trav and stuff like that that can kind of teach the ways that we do things, how we practice, everything like that. McCole can do that as well. And then we'll have to find production in different ways than we did the last year, because Tyreek was such a big part of our offense. But I think you've seen in games that we haven't had Tyreek, or we haven't had certain people, other guys have stepped up and made plays happen, and I expect that to happen this year as well.
Okay. And I know you've had a chance to throw to Juju and to Valdez Scantling a little bit. What are your thoughts on them? What do they bring you guys that maybe you didn't have before?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing that you see is, as I've thrown to all these guys really, is that we have a lot of size in that receiving room that we haven't necessarily had in the past. We've done it different ways with speed and beating guys deep and stuff like that. But to have big physical receivers that can still run, that can still catch the ball over the top, but at the same time, there's been balls I've even thrown while we're throwing just kind of out there routes on air type stuff, and I've thrown it high thinking it's an overthrow, and those guys are catching it easy. So just having that size, I think, will be different. I'm excited for it. I think it'll be something that we can be very useful for us during the season.
Let's go next to Sam McDowell. Go ahead, Sam.
Hey, Patrick, and Brad, I'll have a couple things. Last year, obviously, the way Tampa defended you guys in the Super Bowl is the way you guys were defended a lot of the rest of the season. Do you anticipate, and have you prepared for a lot of what the Bengals were giving you to see that over the course of the rest of this next season?
Yeah, they did a lot of the same similar stuff that we had saw in the Buffalo game, the game before, and we had seen kind of during the season. That's a lot of shell coverages, first, second down, and then bringing their dime personnel and playing man with a little spy on me. And they did a good job of that, especially in the second half. But I think that just goes with us having to execute at a higher level. We're going to see man coverages. We'll see shell coverages. We're going to see a lot of different pitches, I guess you would say. And so for us, it's about finding ways to have success. Finding ways to run the football, finding ways to play action off the run, make those big plays still happen, and just kind of find the team that we are, which I think can be a very special football team.
And then just football-wise, what's been on your mind most this offseason?
Yeah, it's been cool for me because at this point last year I was still in the boot, so just to be able to have a full offseason where I can train right from the get-go, I can throw, do all these different type of things. It's something that I wasn't able to do at this point last year, so definitely excited about that. I feel like I'm in a great spot now, getting a lot of work with these receivers down here in Texas. So I think it'll have me a little bit more advanced than I even was at this point last offseason.
Let's go next to Nate Taylor. Go ahead, Nate.
Hey, Brad, I have a second one as well. Patrick, thanks for doing this. As you were getting to know these guys more and more, just what are you trying to get them to understand as to what it's like to run Coach Reed's offense, and how much implement do you feel like you have as to how the offense may change from last year to this year?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing for the work that we've been getting in Texas is first we want to build those relationships. I think that's what made us so great over these last few years is we have a team that our bond of our team, the chemistry that we have, that we can go out there and be who we are. So I wanted to get everybody together so they get to meet each other. They learn how each other kind of acts with each other and how to build those friendships. And then I wanted to really focus on the details because we're kind of starting. You get to start brand new again from the first thing. Those things that you kind of just blew through and kind of went through really quickly last year. You get to really focus on those details, which I think is a great thing for us because we'll get to go back to the basics of it, learn it from there, and then evolve as the season goes on. And so we'll definitely have different things. We always are evolving as an offense and changing. But I think having this good of a receiving room, everybody that can go out there and make plays, it'll be great competition, and I think will help us in the long run.
And with that, Patrick, Andy mentioned earlier today that both he and Brett Veach kept you and Travis informed as to how the negotiations were going with Tyreek, and then obviously the decision to lead to the trade. I just wondered, when you found out that he wasn't going to be your teammate anymore, just what was your initial reaction, and then how have you tried to sort of focus elsewhere, knowing that this is sort of a new challenge in your career?
Yeah, I mean, obviously my initial reaction was a little bit of shock. I mean, even though you knew that this was a possibility, just playing with the guy that you've played and built a friendship with over the last 6 years, it definitely was something that you didn't want him to leave more for the just being able to hang out in the locker room and do that stuff than the actual on the field stuff. But you're happy for him, man. I mean, he got a great contract. Obviously, he's back where he has a house in the offseason around a lot of his family and stuff like that. And I wish the best for him. And then for me, it was just we got to keep rolling. That's just kind of how it is in this league. It's a business as much as it is about your friendships and stuff like that. And so we know that in order to have success in this league, you have to keep evolving and keep getting better. And so I got with these new receivers as quickly as possible and try to build that so that we could have success right when we get going this year.
Next to James.